This is the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with a very formidable opponent. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, this crowd is hyped, and you look at their guys coming in. They appear to be fired up and ready to go. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good one.
And the big thing here was getting that all-important split on the road. Now they come home with home court advantage and an opportunity to move ahead in this series if they can take care of business in Game 3.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. Beverly. A pass stolen by the Nets. And the two for Blake Griffin. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Marcus Morris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throw up and good. And the three-point play puts them up early in this one. Durant across the timeline. Just getting started in Game 3. Here comes the screen. Durant to Jordan. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
George to Ibaka. Won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Kawhi Leonard swats it. Griffin. Harden, tough matchup against George. To Durant. No, I missed a short one there. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To Beverly. Leonard to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. To Griffin. Deep right corner. Irving buries it on the catch and shoot. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Durant to Irving. Serge Ibaka tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Whistle sounds. We have a tie-up. Jump ball. They're in position. Let's see who can retain it. Irving. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Oh, he had it. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverly to Ibaka. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
To Griffin. That'll get out of bounds off of Irving. To Marcus Morris. Leonard. Here comes the screen. George here against Harden. Brooklyn secures the rebound. Here's Irving into the front court. Lead is 2. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Kyrie Irving has got 2 shots coming. A career 87% from the line. First one goes down.
Good shot, money. Good shot, money.
And he makes them both. Paul George to Leonard. Beyond the arc for 3. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to Beverly. Kawhi Leonard matched up with Durant. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
And so much of the shot is before the shot even occurs. As a defense, make him do things he's uncomfortable with. Stay up on him, make him catch the ball outside of his comfort zone.
Beverly to Leonard. Kevin Durant with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Kyrie across the timeline. Up by 3. To Griffin. Harden. Oh, he hits the 3.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Leonard to Beverly. Nothing going here on that drive. Leonard deep 2 there, won't go.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Beverly into the front court. Now down 6. To Marcus Morris. DeAndre Jordan sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Irving to Griffin. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Durant to Griffin. Lets it fly from beyond the arc.
The 2021 NBA Finals games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Screen Game 2021.
Missed his first. That one goes. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Leonard to George. Has a chance, knocks it down, off the step back.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. To Harden. Griffin. Durant. Misfires. It's no good. Beverly into the front court. Trailing by 4. To Marcus Morris. Nothing going here on that drive. George to Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Missed it. Irving with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. To Griffin. Short jumper stays out.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
The 2021 NBA Finals Game 1 Brooklyn Nets 9-4 Los Angeles Clippers 9-1 Final.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Irving to Griffin. Good look that time, but off the mark. George to the basket, but it won't go.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Beverly to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Griffin. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Surveys the floor. Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Irving. Shot from the lane won't go. Beverly into the front court. Down just a couple. And the slam. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Nothing going here on that drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Leonard. Shot from in close, no good. It's Brooklyn's ball. Irving to Griffin. Got it.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Paul George to Leonard. Trying to cash in. Not today.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Irving down to Griffin to Davis. From the painted area, won't go down. Here comes the screen. Leonard. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Patrick Patterson trying to cash in on the three-point play. Shoots it at 75% for his career. The free throw is good. It's back to a one-point game. To Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. It's been a good night. 60% from the field.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. That's the end of one here in game number 3. And we're back after this. You're tuned into the NBA Finals on EA Sports. One quarter down. Long way to go. So, buckle up. It's wide open.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They played with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
That's rebounded by Brooklyn. Durant with the basketball up top. Leads 3. Leonard to Ibaka and stuffs it home.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
James Harden at the controls. Down low for Griffin. Cleared by Ibaka. Beverly into the front court. They trail by 1. George to Leonard. Paul George. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Leonard. From long range. And Kawhi Leonard buries the 3 with a hand in his face.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Griffin to Harden. For Durant, down low. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Paul George. To Beverly. And the finish at the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Durant. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. New blood coming in for both sides. Harden with the basketball. Down 4 to Durant. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. James Harden. He's 2 for 2 now. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't
The
define players by
2021
positions
NBA
anymore. Is
Finals
he a
Game
one or
2
is he a
Brooklyn
two?
Nets
No, he's
6-5
James
Los
Harden.
Angeles
He's a
Clippers
scorer and an elite
1-0-0
passer.
final.
To Durant. Fires the 3. Well defended. Into the front court comes Rondo. 2-point advantage. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Luke Kennard at the line for 2 shots. A career 85% free throw shooter. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Kevin Durant has it. To Irving. Durant. It's no good. Shots not going down. Kennard to Batum. Lets it fly from long range. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Durant to Harden. Has a look. The shot no good by Harden. Batum, tough matchup against Durant. Beverly. Irving brings the ball up court. To Durant. Knocks it down from mid-range.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
Beverly into the front court. Leads 4. Luke Kennard matched up with Harden. To Marcus Morris. Ibaka. To Marcus Morris. And that one out of bounds off a net. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Beverly has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Nick Batum. DeAndre Jordan pins it.
That kid can block out the sun, eh?
Not that time. Brooklyn's got it. Irving to Durant. Here's a chance from long range. That's good D. Shot no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Batum to Leonard. Rebound comes to Kyrie. To Durant. to Irving. Durant to Irving. Shot for James Harden. Rebound Marcus Morris. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Durant to Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Great defense there, forcing the pickup to Ibaka. Finish that. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Harden to Irving. Harden against Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. 2-point shot for James Harden. James Harden, 4 out of 7.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Paul George. To Marcus Morris. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Kyrie with the rock. To Durant. Sizing up the defense to Aldridge. Defense making the ball handler work. Had a chance, but it's no good. Here's Rondo with it. His team up by 7. George to Leonard. Fires the 3. It's good for 3.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good 3-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
To Aldridge. Clippers have it. Paul George. A pass stolen by the Nets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
George to Leonard. To Marcus Morris. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard creates the space to bury the 3 on the step back.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving 3-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Durant to Griffin. Clippers have the basketball. Patrick Beverly. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Here comes the screen. Durant to Irving. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Here's Durant for 2. And the rebound grabbed by the Clippers. To Leonard. Ibaka. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Irving to Beasley. Beverly into the front court. His guys up by 15. To Leonard. The drive right to the basket. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Irving to Harden. And he throws it down. Power play by DeAndre Jordan. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Kawhi Leonard here against Harden. Can't connect from in close. Deep 3 at the buzzer. So the two teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Clippers entered the locker room with a comfortable lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Bench points.
The Brooklyn Nets are getting enough bench production in this contest. Their reserves need to step up and start making an impact in this game.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Who Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete. But even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those. And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Paul George fires deep two there, won't go.
Cultures have communication. Great cultures have teammates that are willing to push you to limits that maybe you didn't even see that you had. But right now, there's no leader on this team. Everybody's just going their separate ways.
Able to convert inside.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To George. Off the assist.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Kyrie Irving. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Leonard to Beverly. Ibaka, old school, backs his man down for the basket.
Serge Ibaka has such a good jump shot for somebody 6'10", but every time I hear his name, I just can't help but think about what would have been in OKC.
Irving, the pass taken away by the Clippers.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Beverly, and a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
DeAndre Jordan, look out. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Beverly to Leonard. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. Beverly. Serge Ibaka. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Ibaka. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Serge Ibaka trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw good to cap off the 3-point play as they continue to open things up here in the 3rd quarter. Nets have the basketball. Kyrie lets it go, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard and hits off a killer step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Nothing going here on that drive. Durant to Harden. Curling inside. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, That's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
James Harden, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 85% free throw shooter. Oops, he missed the first one. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Leonard to Ibaka. Beverly to Marcus Morris. And he finishes at the rim.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Here comes the screen. Durant. Great defense, forcing the miss.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
And Paul George good on the quick release there.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Paul George. LA with 4 to shoot. It's George for 2. No good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Paul George to Leonard. 4-3. Now that's a contest.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Durant to Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. Irving to Durant. Trying to cash in. Can't connect. Oh, scary stuff from DeAndre Jordan. Looking good. 4 for 5.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Kawhi Leonard against KD. To Marcus Morris. DeAndre Jordan rejects it. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Harden against George. To Durant. To Jordan. Gets a look. Can't hit. To George. Batum, defended by the former Longhorn Aldridge. For 3, buries the wide-open 3. That's too easy.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Durant. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Kevin Durant lets it fly with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
George to Ibaka. DeAndre Jordan knocked away. It's getting dangerous down there.
And I hated getting my shot blocked like that, but I did like getting the ball right back. You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Batum. Going to launch beyond the arc. Luke Kennard bothered just enough on that one. Durant across the timeline. His guys down big. Here comes the screen. Here's Durant for two. He buries it, creating space with the step back.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Beverly. From the painted area, won't go down.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
Here's Durant for two. Almost, but no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Durant with the basketball up top. Down by 15. Knocked loose. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Kennard to Batum. Nothing going here on that drive. Batum. Has a look. Won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Beverly into the front court. The lead is 15. And he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
I don't know, Ed. Maybe there's a long-term play here. But next game, we're going to be aggressive early. Maybe.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. KD with the rock. To Harden. Irving. He was all over him.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Harden in possession. Down a bundle. Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. Baseline drive. James Harden. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Short jumper off the mark. Irving into the front court. Trailing by 14. To Durant. James Harden knocks it down from mid-range.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Beverly. Probing the defense. Patterson a shot. No.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
And he throws it down. Power play by DeAndre Jordan. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
3 quarters down. The fourth quarter coming up. It's been all Clippers so far. Brooklyn basketball here as we start the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ball game.
Beverly into the front court. His team on top by 8. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Rondo off the mark. Durant across the timeline. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
To Nick Batum. Beyond the arc for 3. Knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Durant to Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
To Beverly. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Patrick Beverly plays with so much confidence. 0 hesitation, knocks it down.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Nice pass to set things up.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
To Beverly. To Batum. Shot clock winding down. Batum had made his first couple, but he misses there. Here's Harden with the rock. To Durant. Probing the defense. Missed a wide open look. Rondo into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. The Nets have the rebound. Into the front court, it's Irving. Looking to make something happen. Tough make through traffic. Kevin Durant, dynamic once again.
And giving it to you any way you want it. On the block, from the perimeter, mouse in the house, whatever the scenario is, Kevin Durant has an answer.
Easy pad to the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter.
You know, Ed, usually in timeouts, you see coaches give these rah-rah speeches. And what happens is it goes through the player's left ear and out the right. They don't pay attention. I've been a part of those huddles. What I just saw, though, I saw a coach snap a clipboard. No doubt about it, he has his team's attention.
Changes coming from both sides right now. To Aldridge. Beasley. Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. He's now 4 for 6.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Just not going down.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
To Beasley. Down low, Aldridge. Marcus Morris snatching it out of the air.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Beverly to Marcus Morris. Batum. Rondo. That no good. Off the mark. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcus Morris. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Irving to Durant. To Irving. And scores. Strong take.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Leonard. L.A. with 4 to shoot. George. Nets have it. Kawhi Leonard able to recover with the block. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Harden. To Durant. Kicks it around the perimeter. Irving. Shot clock winding down. Shot from in close, no good. To Paul George. Oh, he was wide open. And it's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. To Griffin. It was right there. Beverly to George. Kawhi Leonard, defended by Kevin Durant. Rebound taken in by the Nets. Harden with it up top. Down 8. Paul George with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Durant knocked loose. Clippers have got it. PG lets it fly. Irving the rebound. To Harden. Patrick Beverly sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Beverly to Marcus Morris. Paul George to Leonard. Kevin Durant swats it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
defense, making the ball carrier work. Griffin to Durant. Oh, had him going there for a second. Oh, a lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Leonard to Beverly. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving to Jordan. Able to convert inside.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Beverly to Marcus Morris. Nothing going here on that drive. Good. Off a spin.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now the Nets going to take a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with one remaining the rest of the way.
Well, you need execution in a chess match. And the best execution, I just saw the star player talk to one of the young fellas. You take those young fellas over to the side. You coach them through some of these big-time moments that happen in the fourth quarter. That's how you get your team ready for the playoffs and hopefully a chance to win a championship.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Harden to Irving. Durant to Irving. Durant to Irving. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Irving shakes free and hits. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Here's Irving into the front court. His guys down by 9. Harden, tough matchup against George. Short jumper stays out.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Short jumper won't go down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive. But when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Won't go. Kawhi Leonard against KD. He can't get past the defender. Here comes the screen. Short jumper off the mark. Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Beasley to Harden. Takes stock of the floor. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Harden, shot off the mark. Good defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
And a throwdown.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
now ready to shoot at the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's LA Clippers ball. Here's Leonard for 2. And the rebound comes down to Jordan. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. And for the very first time in franchise history, they are NBA champions. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
The Clippers got the win in a close game. The statistic that seems to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. Check out the leading scores for the Los Angeles Clippers. When you have a look at these highlights, you can see how this team wasn't able to get it together. It was definitely a frustrating loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard wasn't satisfied with just getting steals. He had to insist on getting a bunch of blocks as well. Now that's what I call defense.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.